93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. People are saying that Floyd Mayweather, or rather fans of Floyd Mayweather, or fans that are picking against Conor McGregor, are underestimating Conor McGregor really badly. And, especially a guy called Brendan Schaub or something. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. This guy's saying that this will be a competitive fight. This Conor McGregor definitely has a chance. He has a chance of hurting Floyd Mayweather. Now, he's saying that he can hurt Floyd Mayweather, he can knock him out. But the thing is this: all that could be true, and I don't think it is, but it will be. I think, it could be. There's always a chance. But I feel like he's also given this impression that Floyd Mayweather cannot hurt Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor can hurt Floyd Mayweather. That's wrong. That's incorrect. Floyd Mayweather can definitely hurt Conor McGregor. And this is something that he's underestimating, everyone's underestimating, even the boxing fans, even the fans that are thinking that this is an easy fight for Floyd Mayweather. The scenario of Floyd Mayweather stopping Conor McGregor is high, the likelihood. And it is a scenario that I've been watching boxing for a long time, and I can see this happening. Like, people say Floyd Mayweather doesn't really have crazy amount of power. People say Floyd Mayweather can't punch. That's not true. Floyd Mayweather back in the day, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, and I know Pretty Boy Floyd doesn't exist anymore, but bear with me. When he was in his early days, he had a pretty high KO ratio. I think he had like in excess of 70 or maybe 80, or about 70 to 80% knockout ratio. His last stoppage, Victor Ortiz's stoppage was like a sucker punch, but his last stoppage was a legit one. It was Ricky Hatton, which is in 2007. But then he fought Marquez right after retirement, right? And he dropped Marquez. He didn't stop him, but he dropped him. So he clearly showed his power there. Is he the hardest puncher? No, but he dropped Marquez. Okay, that shows. You don't have to be. That doesn't mean that he has crazy amount of power. It means that he has enough power to hurt guys that he's fighting. Most of the guys that he's fighting, right? Then he fought he fought Shane Mosley. Now, remind me a person who stopped Shane Mosley at the time. Has anyone stopped Shane Mosley in those days? So just because he didn't knock this guy out doesn't mean that he has a lot of power. He doesn't. Just because he hasn't knocked this guy out doesn't mean that he doesn't have a lot of power. Then he fought Victor Ortiz. We're gonna cross over that we saw what already happened. Sucker punch, but I'm actually okay with that sucker punch because Victor Ortiz headbutted him. Miguel Cotto. Now he didn't. Again, Miguel Cotto is a bigger guy than him. Okay, Miguel Cotto is really a 154 fighter. Kind of maybe a small 154, but still a 154 fighter. And Floyd Mayweather hurt Miguel Cotto. Floyd Mayweather hurt Miguel Cotto on the 12th. Let's not forget that. Miguel Cotto was not stopped by Canelo Alvarez, and I think Canelo could have stopped him. But look, Miguel Cotto got rocked by Floyd, so clearly Floyd has some power, more than what people think. To hurt Cotto, you have to have some power. You have to have some power, especially if you're a guy that's a lot noticeably smaller, and noticeably not as strong as Cotto. So yeah, he didn't stop him, but a lot of people don't stop Miguel Cotto. And Floyd hurt Miguel Cotto, which is saying something about his power. It's not amazing, but it's respectable. And Miguel Cotto's been taking shots or punches his entire career. He's fought some top fighters, keep in mind. Then he fought Robert Guerrero. Again, Robert Guerrero back in the day, he wasn't getting stopped by anyone. Robert Guerrero had a granite chin. The only time he got stopped is, he got dropped is Aaron Martinez late in his career. That cab driver he fought, David Peralta, and then Omar Figueroa, and they were putting combinations on him. Yeah, but before, single shots never hurt Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero was get hit by single shots, loads from Floyd, loads. And at one point, I remember Floyd Mayweather was backing Robert Guerrero up. Guerrero, who has a granite chin, if he was facing Floyd, who apparently had no power, pillow fist, the Guerrero would walk right through him. But he didn't. If anything, Floyd was backing him up. Why is that? Let's go to next fight. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, Conor McGregor wouldn't stop Saul Canelo Alvarez, so to say, there's nothing wrong with not stopping Canelo Alvarez, especially if you're a welterweight. Same way, there's nothing. I mean, not same way, but still to an extent, there's nothing wrong with not stopping Robert Guerrero, right? Then look who he fought, Marcus Maidana, in the first and second fight. No problems with not stopping this guy. This guy has not been stopped by anyone. Who stopped Marcus Maidana? Victor Ortiz can punch, never stopped Marcus Maidana. Amir Khan at 140 can definitely punch. Like, especially early on when he was fighting the Zab Judas, the Marcus Maidana, he hurt Paulie Malignaggi to the body. He couldn't hurt Danny Garcia, but whatever, Danny Garcia has a chin, and he hurt Lamont Peterson. He hurt Lamont Peterson quite a lot of times. Amir Khan could punch in there, and Maidana is pretty tough. He's pretty tough, and Floyd did hurt him in the second fight a little bit with body shots. But other than that, Marcus Maidana is a guy who can take a few shots. Manny Pacquiao was stopped by Marquez. He had stoppage losses early in his career and he got dropped many times, but later on he didn't really get stopped like that or dropped like that. And he only got dropped by Marquez later in his career and stopped by Marquez. And Marquez can crack. So to say that, Floyd Mayweather didn't stop Manny Pacquiao or hurt Manny Pacquiao means that he can't punch. That's not how it goes. Sometimes when you fight top level fighters who can take a shot, who are hard to knock out, that's what happens. You don't get to knock people out. And Conor McGregor, he wouldn't stop these guys either. I don't think so. Then he fought Andre Berto. Now, Andre Berto, I think he been stopped, right? He been stopped. And I'll go quickly to his box rec, and he had a TKO loss, but that's against Sean Porter, right? He had Sean Porter it was really a head, but it wasn't a punch that stopped him. And it was a TKO loss against Sota Caras. And against Sota Caras, he had one hand. Andre Berto had one hand. The other shoulder was messed. Go check the fight. So, not being able to stop Andre Berto is not really a shameful thing either. So tell me this, right? You look at this record, and people are saying, Floyd Mayweather hasn't knocked anyone out in the last, 10 years. But look who he fought in his last 10 years. To make that claim is bullshit. For real, it's bullshit. Floyd's got power. Conor McGregor will not be able to knock out these guys. And Conor McGregor doesn't hit as hard as these guys. I am struggling to believe that Conor McGregor hits anywhere as hard as Marcus Maidana. Just because he's dropping these guys in UFC, the gloves are different. The gloves are slightly different, and keep in mind, these people in UFC is good in UFC, right? That's the thing. But when it comes to competition in their respective sports, so when it comes to competition within boxing and competition within UFC, competition within boxing on a higher level is more difficult. And I say that straight because boxing's been here for a long time. The fans are more savage, which means that on the higher level, it's only people that are really, really good. Conor McGregor is fighting some fighters that are not even that good, to be honest. Not saying that he's cherry picking or nothing, but that's what happens. He got 3 losses on this record in boxing that will never be tolerated. Even though it's more, you're more likely to take a loss when you're in the UFC because of more random variables. They can choke you, they can kick you, and all kinds of things. But what I'm saying is, there's a higher demand for boxers to be great. There's a demand placed upon them, an expectation. But UFC, because the sport has only been a little while. Some of these guys I feel like are not really that good of UFC fighters, and I'm not talking about Conor McGregor. I'm talking about other fighters. Okay, they're not that elite of UFC fighters. They're not that elite. But and they face Conor McGregor, who is an elite UFC fighter, and Conor McGregor is kind of like punching them and everything, and these guys are not able to take a punch like they're not able to take a punch that well, and they lose. And especially with them small gloves, a boxer won't be doing good in the UFC if they don't learn the ground game and all kinds of other things that the UFC brings to the table. But if they connect with a punch with them small gloves, these guys will be sleeping. You, the way Conor McGregor knocked out, what's his name? Fucking Eddie Alvarez, I think. I think that's the guy's name. You look, if Marcus Maidana punched him, he would be out. That guy would be on a stretcher. Like, he wouldn't get up. He'd be on a stretcher. Like, people have to realize this. If Canelo punched one of these guys with them small gloves, forget it. His career's over. Like, that's the type of shit that I'm for real. Conor McGregor doesn't hit as hard as people think, and I'm picking Floyd Mayweather by stoppage. With it won't be like a put into sleep kind of knockout. It'll probably be a stoppage. If it didn't get stopped, it's because he didn't give a shit. That's my honest opinion. But let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below. 93 Boxing or SR93 Boxing, whatever you want to call me. I'm out.